Marksville Tigers with a round one victory at home against Patterson, and so they will hit the road this Friday to take on the 8th-seeded Mansfield Wolverines. We're here again with Coach Josh Harper, head coach of the Tigers, and Coach, you kind of took care of business there at home in round one, and looked like an all-around good game for y'all to start your postseason run.
No, it was. We were expecting, coming into that game last Friday with Patterson going to give us their best punch early. They're coming off a big upset win on Donaldsonville in week 10. And they did just that. And just the kids not knowing, not having won a playoff game, in a while over here, and, kind of preached to them all week about the first round is always one of the hardest. And we kind of started slow, but then got going offensively and defensively, end up finishing that game out with a big win for this program, 9 wins on the season. So just excited for the kids, excited for the opportunity they have this week against a very good Mansfield team.
Yeah, and talking a little bit about that Mansfield team, they've finished the season with an 8-2 record, undefeated in district, played against some teams that didn't end up in the postseason, but their 2 losses were to very good teams, Northwood, Shreveport, and Lake Charles College Prep, both of whom were, top 12 or so seeds in their respective brackets. So how do you feel you match up against Mansfield, and what have y'all done to kind of specifically prepare for what they do well this week?
Mansfield, watching film, great team, great speed to both running backs, physical team. They, wing T type offense. And the good thing about it is we have some familiarity with them because we played them 2 years ago, my first year here at home. So we have some, we went back and watched that film from 2 years ago, watched, of course, the film this week. And it's going to be a tough challenge for us. They're a run-heavy team, and they control the clock, control the ball, and then kind of lull you to sleep offensively and hit you deep with some waggle and, to release the tight end. So it's going to be a challenge for our guys, but we're up for the challenge. We told them all week, this is the type game that prepares you for if you have the opportunity to go into next week in the quarters, a Virginia team that we've already played that, runs a familiar offense, not the same, but, run heavy team. So, they're ready for that challenge, and what happened week 6, and we didn't get any stops against Gina. Won a high-power offensive game on both sides of the ball. It's a great game. And we challenged them this week to, get prepared for what's coming. They're going to try to control the clock, control the ball, and we got to score and get some stops. So I think our kids are ready. They're dialed in this week. It's a fun atmosphere. It's always great to move on the playoffs and get opportunity, and these kids aren't used to that. So that's the biggest concern, if there is one. It's not that I think we match up well against Mansfield. It's an 8-9 matchup. We're both familiar. We're both similar in things that we do on film, and our offense, their offense, and both defenses. And it's just the challenge of getting these kids, long season preparations. We've been grinding since May, like most teams, and not being used to making it here in a while. Just trying to keep them dialed in, keep them focused on what's ahead and what opportunities that they have for this season, and to put a stamp and put their mark on this program as a senior class.
Right, yeah, and you didn't have any common opponents with Mansfield, but if you look at who they played and who Marksville played, it's very similar programs, and it does make for a really nice 8-9 matchup. We talked last week, and after the first round game, both Lavallee and Benjamin really had big games on offense. But one more thing I want to ask you is about your defense. Since that Gina game and faced off against Bunkie too, who has stepped up on defense that can really shine against Mansfield, and what guys are you looking for there to have big weeks on that side of the ball?
Yeah, we're putting a lot on our 2 defensive ends this week. Travis Palmer, number 11, and Jace Warren, number 22. What they do, off tackle, power toss, counter. We're putting a lot on their plate to control those ends, control those C and D gaps, and try to let our backers make plays coming in. And of course, you have Bam up top. That's kind of our safety guy that's going to kind of feel the alleys for us when they run their sweeps and stuff. So this game is going to defensively is going to be interior and our 2 defensive ends, which, Jace Warren was an all-state or all-district guy last year, first team. And Travis Palmer has been having a great season for us, leads our team in tackles on the D-line and sacks. So it's going to be they got to control the line of scrimmage, control the edge for us, and we got to make plays off of them. So that's, to me, the key defensively for us.
Yeah, Mansfield has a real nice facility there for their football program, and so it'll be a great road trip for y'all and a great opportunity to make it to the quarterfinals, and where you just may face off against Gina again, but we'll have to see how that goes. Coach Harper, thank you so much for taking a few minutes to preview this game with us. I know it's going to be a great playoff regional matchup, and hope that we can talk to you some more this postseason.
Thanks for having me, and enjoy everything y'all do and watching your interviews, man.
Good job. Sir. We're looking forward to it. Go Tigers.
Thank you. Have a good